we know what Mocha is, we will go through the demo of the tool. We will start writing a simple test case using the Mocha library. So let us open the test file, arrayTest.js. We have written a method named array to check whether the newly initialized array has size 0 or not. For verifying the test, we have used assertion libraries like chai and expect. Here we are demoing for the assertion library chai. And now we can run this test case by going onto the terminal and running the command mocha test arrayTest.js, and we can see the result that the test cases have passed. Now we will see how we can test certain JS functions. Let us go to the JS folder and check how many JavaScript files we have. We can open the class name.js file. There is a function add class which adds new CSS class to an element. We have written certain test cases for this method. In the test cases, we are making sure that the class is added successfully and there are no duplicate class added to the element. We can run the test case again and check for the test results. So all the 3 test cases have passed successfully. Now let us go through the concept of hooks. If you want to execute a part of code before or after each test case, then we can use before each or after each hooks. So let us add this code and run the test case again. So as you can see, the console log statements have printed before each test case. In the similar way, we can demonstrate the only hook. Let us first comment out this part. Now if we add a only hook to the first test case, then only this test case will get executed. Just go back to the terminal and execute this test case. So as we can see, only one test case has been executed. This we can use if we want to debug a particular test case. Now in similar way, we can demonstrate the hook skip. This is used to skip a particular test case. So the other 2 test cases have executed and the first test case is skipped. Now if you run Mocha help, we can see various commands and options that we can use with the Mocha tool. But if you want to use multiple options, then it is not efficient to write it in one command line. So we can create a file called mocha.opts and mention all the options that we are going to use in that file. So let us create this file and let us add some options in the file. We will add options like reporter type as JSON, recursive option, and no colors, and let us see how this gets effective when we run the Mocha test again. So let us run the test cases. So as you can see, the report format has been changed to JSON object and there are no colors as we saw previously. And the recursive option will go through all the subdirectories in the folder and run the test cases in it. Next, let us go through the coverage. We are using Istanbul tool in integration with Mocha. So we have written the coverage script in package.json which integrates the Mocha tool with Istanbul, and we can run this command using npm run coverage to get the coverage report. As we can see, the coverage report is generated, but the branch coverage is not 100%. So we can go to to the coverage report folder and see the HTML coverage, and as we can see, one branch is not covered. So let us go and check. Since one test case was kept, so we'll remove that and run the coverage report again, and now we have the 100% coverage, and in the report all the branches are covered. Next, let us go through the important feature of asynchronous testing. So how do we test if there is callback in the function? Mocha provides us with a testing callback to be written in the test cases. Let us go and check one more function. Let us go to the index.js file. So here there is an API info function which goes to a particular API which returns a JSON object as a callback. In response.on, there is a callback written which passes that entire JSON object. So now if we go to the test file, we have written a test case which verifies this response from the JSON, and Mocha allows us to provide callback to specify that this is an asynchronous call and waits until the response is received from the API, and then it gets verified. So the inbuilt callback that Mocha provides is defined with the done function. So this done function acts as a callback, and here for verifying the JSON object we have written two expect assertions. One if the response.size is equal to 1 and otherwise. So before running this, let us first remove those options that we added so that we get the default reporting format. And if we now run the API test, the test will fail because there were two opposite test cases written. Finally, we can run all the test cases together by running one command on test directory and see all the consolidated test reports. So there are 5 test cases that have passed and 1 that has failed. So there are many such features which makes Mocha a powerful JavaScript test framework. Thank you for listening to the demo.